Hey guys, it's 8:35 and I just finished a great yoga class. I do hot yoga. I try to do it twice a week because I do a lot of sitting like most of you, and my training actually, a lot of the strength training we do actually makes my body very tight, so it's a little bit of a challenge. So hot yoga is actually really good for me because it takes this crazy mind of mine and slows it way down. Over the last little bit, I've been posting a lot on Facebook and through Instagram and through Twitter, and talking a lot about the I Am Project and the reason for bringing it forward. As I spoke about in Las Vegas when I did my talk there with the rest of the AMT trainers. It was funny. I was sitting in the back room and I had all my notes ready. I've been preparing for months trying to get ready for this talk. I had all my notes ready and getting ready to go on stage. I think I had about a half an hour. And I put my notes down and I threw my headphones on and I just sat back in the back room and I just started meditating. And meditating really for me is just letting my mind slow down, controlling my breathing. And I was asking myself, why am I here? I almost didn't go. I almost didn't go to the event. I think I've said that before. And as I was sitting there in the back room waiting to go on, I really asked myself, why am I here? Why bother? What am I trying to get across? What am I trying to tell them? And I realized that what I was trying to do, unfortunately, was trying to be too slick, too perfect, having the right words, the proper pauses, the right inflection, the whole art of public speaking. And I realized that if that was my mindset, I wouldn't tell the truth. I'd be too busy crafting a message rather than telling the truth. So I left my notes in the back room. I left them on the seat, and when I was introduced, I went out, and I had no idea what I was going to say. I just wanted to tell the truth. And the truth of it was that for years, people perceived my life and what my life looked very perfect. I owned a business, and we had a great secondary business. Beautiful family. We got to travel, got to do all sorts of incredible things. But it's just, my life was great, but it wasn't perfect. And the thing about social media, what we can do quite a bit, and with life in general, we can edit our life so we only give people the best parts of ourselves. And we hide the parts that we're not very comfortable with, or the parts that we're a little bit ashamed of, or feel less, less proud of. So when I went on stage, I just wanted to tell the truth. Because I've met so many people over the years, and so many incredible people that work exceptionally hard. They put the time in. I mean, these are good people. They're doing good things in their community. They're raising beautiful children. They're great friends. They're great employees or employers. But there's just parts that we're struggling with. And for example, in the fitness industry, which has been my industry for the past 21 years, we know that 80% of the success for clients comes from nutrition. Right? So exercise is great. Exercise will tear the body down, get the body ready for change. But real change occurs when we sleep and when we eat. And yet, I asked myself one day, am I willing to continue to take money from a client knowing that their lifestyle outside of the gym is so inadequate that the work that we're doing really is going to have a very minimal or a very minimal effect or no effect at all. And it really started to bother me. It really started to challenge me because now, it's just, we agree to show up. You agree to show up Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I agree to show up and train you, work you really hard. You agree to pretend to take my advice, and I'll take your money. And, I was in this industry for 21 years, and we know the failure rate's about 85%. And, it became very disheartening because what I knew from myself, from my previous background, my lifestyle, it was a drug and alcohol lifestyle, smoking tobacco, just a really disastrous lifestyle for so many years. And I know the challenge of transition from one lifestyle to the next. I know how hard it is, and I'm very empathetic. And all I wanted for the people that came to work with these, I wanted them to be able to do that. I wanted them to be able to step out of their lifestyle, step out of the chaos, at the chaos and the destructive behavior into something that's amazing. We have such a beautiful thing. This human body is an amazing tool, and there's very simple rules. But societal-wise, we're so schizophrenic. We can't seem to focus. We have no foundational premise on which to move our life forward. So again, it really drove me crazy. I'm going, I gotta tell the truth. It's something. It's just over the last couple of years, it's affected my business. I don't have as many people coming through. Do you know why? Because I'm not telling them what they want to hear. right? I'm telling them the truth. And the truth is that if you don't develop a lifestyle, if you don't slowly make inroads and start cleaning up your lifestyle, cleaning up your association, working with your family, taking responsibility, investing some money, investing the time, changing a lifetime of horrible habits so you have a beautiful future up in front of you. And as I look around, it just breaks my heart to see heavy families walking through the store. It just breaks my heart, and I know I can help them. But you have to want to help yourself. So within that struggle, I'm going, so what's the answer? Like, why aren't, we're dying over a 20-year period of time. We're dying for 30 years. I see 50-year-old individuals knowing that they're slowly dying by the time that they're dying between 50 to 60 to 70, 80 years of age. They're slowly dying over time. Because it's so prevalent. Obesity is so prevalent, it seems normal. But it's not normal. It's just prevalent. Cancer is so prevalent, it seems normal. It's not normal. It's just prevalent. Do you understand what I'm saying? Diabetes, you name it, depression, divorce, bankruptcies, stress. It's just so prevalent, but it's not normal. And we've accepted it. It's the new norm. And I remember years ago, do you remember when bottled water first came out? If you're around my age, you would have remembered. And I was shocked that bottled water, we actually had to drink out of a plastic bottle. We couldn't trust the water out of the tap. And it was a bit horrifying for a little while. Until what? Until it became normal. Now it's very normal to drink, to get water out of a bottle. And so and I think that's what happens. We become very numb to what's going on around us, and we watch in horror as our life slowly slips away, as all the beautiful parts of life slowly erode away. And yet we're all standing around looking at it like sheep, wondering why life's going sideways. So the I Am Project was built on the premises that maybe, what is it that needs to be changed? And there's three parts that change. Certainly there's a mindset piece, but we discovered there's three parts to change. And the first part we have to look at is sociological. It means, who do you know? Who are your friends? What is your partner? What is your children? The people that you work with. What is your social environment? Because sociological, David Wood has always said that environment is stronger than willpower. Who am I surrounded with? Who am I connected with? Who do I invest time to associate with? I know for myself, I seek out incredible people, right? I seek out mentors. I seek out people who've done incredible things in front of me. Right? And it's people that have made, not just about money, but have made massive contribution. I read autobiographies of people that have made massive change on the planet. That's the people I want to associate with. That's who I want to be mentored by. Right? Even if they're dead, they've left their legacy behind, and I can take great nuggets from it. There's so many great thought leaders out there in the world that I can step into their shoes. I can understand the essence of their message and try to adopt it in my life. So the sociological piece is how are we connected to the world around us on a social level. The second part is psychological. And the I Am Project, this is what we're looking at. And the psychological piece of it, we're using neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, as a method to start rebuilding and reframing how we view the world, especially our historical reference to the world. So neuro-linguistic programming is a wonderful tool that can go back and we can alter our references, alter the meanings of our experiences that we had through our life. It's no different than trying to retrain the body from an injury. We can go back and retrain our mind, our psychology, based on using this amazing science. So sociological, right? Who am I connected to? Who do I know? Psychological, my mental framework, my point of view, my philosophy, my misgivings, right? And the problem with those two pieces, they're a bit abstract. So again, when you're dealing with abstract notions, they're very interpretive. So the challenge is we need to find a way to stabilize that point. Right? And the I Am Project goes to that process of how do you stabilize a sociological network? How do you stabilize your social environment? Right? How do you deal with all that piece? When there's so many variants to it. How do you deal with your own psychology? When part of our psychology is we're trying to show up the best we can day to day. Part of our psychology is we're wrestling with our own challenges inside of our head and not sure what to do with it. I've talked to numerous people who go to a counselor and lie to them for $300 an hour. Why? Because they just can't get what's in here and verbalize it. It'd be too distressing to actually say what's on your mind. Right? And I know I've done that myself. And the last part is physiological, right? So this machine here. The interesting thing about the body, it's actually very cool, right? It's the body, if I poke it with a stick, I get a pretty good idea of what it's going to do. So through the whole process of the I Am Project, over the next 8 weeks, starting next Wednesday, we're going to go through that process of working on the sociological framework, right? How do we deal with the people around us? How do we deal How do we deal with the people we work with? How do we start building a lifestyle and a framework that actually is going to help us create and nurture the life we want? How do we start changing our mind frame? How do we start changing our old defeating habits? How do we go back? How do we go back in history and reframe the experiences that really can continue to plague us forward? And then the last piece, of course, is how do we alter our physiology? How do we change our mind? Because when we change our mind, the body's going to follow. And again, over the last 20 years, we've just learned and watched and really witnessed, I hate the word tricks of the trade, but the distinctions and the paths and the things that work and the things that don't work. And really, at the end of the day, it's all very simple. Really, it is. So our job is to cut past all the stories, all the excuses, all the hang-ups, all the rationalizations, and come to a beautiful blank spot where we can actually start building an amazing future. I know in each one of us, we're all built, and we're built with this divine capacity to do amazing things. I'm astounded at the path my life has taken. Lots of challenges for sure, like the rest of us. But I just had this beautiful life with beautiful people, and have opportunities to do incredible things. And I know all of us want that, and all of us deserve that. And part of this 8-week journey, starting next Wednesday, is going to be just based on that. Right? So every Wednesday we'll meet online. I love the notes. This is amazing. I'm just getting used to this whole process of Periscope. So online we're going to meet. We're going to meet. It's a video conferencing. We're going to meet face to face online. We're going to have a private Facebook page, and we're going to carry on the conversation. So we'll have wonderful conversations, support all throughout the week, and then again every Wednesday at 9 p.m. we'll meet again. And again, it's virtual dialogue, so it's going to be wonderfully interactive. And again, it's just a really great way to step into, think about 2016 coming up. What would it be like to never have to do up a New Year's resolution again? What would it be like to finally step into your own power, to your own strength, and knowing that you've always had the skill, always had the strength internally. You just had to know how to put the pieces together and get away from this chaotic mind frame up here, and over 8-week periods, settle down, slow it down, and build a beautiful core structure. Sam I am for my physiology, Sam I am for my sociology, for my sociological network, and Sam I am for my psychology and for my heart. It's an extraordinary skill that we have. It's an extraordinary mind that we have. We are the gift. We are an extraordinary gift. And now it's time to learn how to use it and put the excuses behind. Because I know, sitting at the age of 50, I may have more years behind me than I do in front of me. And it really kind of makes me pay attention. It's why I stepped out this year and decided, this is my truth. Now, you may or may not buy into what I'm saying. That's fine. But I got to say it anyhow, because it'll fall on the ears that it's needed for. And always with my messages, take what you want, take what works and serves you right now, and leave the rest behind. Because there's amazing, beautiful people out there that really have great messages as well. This is simply just mine. So I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Again, go to our website, www.dimproject.ca. There's some great information on there. You can always, of course, send us an email through there if you have any questions. Again, we're starting next Wednesday. We have to cut it off, unfortunately, on Monday evening because we have some prep work to get everybody ready for the program. So Monday evening will be the cutoff next week. And I'm really excited for you guys to come and join us. It's going to be really an epic journey. And again, we're going to show that all the magic resides in you. Okay, have a wonderful weekend, guys. Take care.